It's been a lunatic night and very rowdy crowd. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw, and you're going to be a part of it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
This is amazing. Music to my ears, of course, and I had to put Dean Ambrose theme song because I'm Dean Ambrose's baby little sister. That's what I call myself. That's my nickname. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. If you're listening to us on iTunes, subscribe, give us 5 stars. On YouTube, comment below, give us your thoughts on what you thought about tonight's show. It's the night after Survivor Series. A lot of stuff had happened. Right now, I'm doing solo because TK's doing her own thing. Johnny is, of course, doing his own thing, doing commentary on the world. Hobo is actually on the show backstage and got pushed by Seth Rollins. And everyone else is, enjoying Monday Night Raw. So I'm here going to interact with everybody. If you do want to call in, the number is on the screen. It's 424-354-8302. You're more than welcome to call in, chat with me, give us your thoughts. I'm on the chat. Give us your thoughts. And overall, my name's Anissa Barr, so that's who I am, and we're gonna get going. First match of the night, we had Bobby, Braun, Drew, Finn. So many interactions tonight. It was pretty much these guys were going at it. It was elimination. Finn was eliminated first. I was very upset. So much going on tonight. Braun actually got injured and broke his finger, and well, it sounded like he broke his finger, but we now learned that he broke his elbow. I didn't really remember how he broke his elbow, but I remember him telling the ref, "I can't feel my hand.
Wait,
I can't feel my hand."
Hold on, Anissa. Who got injured?
It was Braun Stroman that got injured.
One more time.
Braun Stroman. Oh my God. Thank you,
Sorry,
Anthony.
I had to do that.
Thank you. I was like, what? What's going on? So, please, guys, if you want to call in, chat up with me, go for it. The number is going to be on your screen. As well as, so going on with Braun, he broke his elbow, apparently, but he also hurt his hand. And the way that Drew McIntyre pretty much overpowered Braun with the steel steps, and they had a belt. The belt came out of nowhere. I was like going up and down, trying to find, what's going on. And it was just so brutal to the point where we hope that Braun Strowman is okay. I hope it's not a legit injured. And if it is, I've never broken an elbow before. If anybody's broken an elbow before, please let us know. Haywood in the chat said Braun was bleeding bad on the elbow. Yes, he was. And he had some blood on his face, I believe, as well. So, and a lot of you guys are enjoying Love Takeover. Takeover was great. Just want to add that in. But we're going to move on to Seth and Dean. Seth and Dean, they have a history together. Brothers from the, brothers for 6 years on the road, the Shield. Dean Ambrose kind of cut a little shade about Roman Reigns. A lot of people on Twitter did not like that. I understand, but it gets to the point where you want to get invested in these two's feud to the point where you want to hate Dean and you want to love Seth. But a lot of people have mixed feelings. I think that this is amazing. I loved it. Seth Rollins saying that he's known Dean Ambrose for 10 years. I want to double check on that because I know both boys were not in the same, in the indies, they weren't in the same company. They were more different, but you could always cross paths. I've been a fan of Dean Ambrose for 12 years, and knowing his character for so long and being able to actually know, okay, this is who he was in the indies when it comes to his promos and the way he talked, but this is more PG. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. Haywood also said Seth should be guilty. He stabbed first. That is correct. He did stab first. So I want to ask people in the chat, does this mean that Dean Ambrose is getting revenge on what Seth did years later? Like, is Dean having this big old grudge? I want to know. Let us know what you have in the chat. Don't forget to call us because I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your voice. I want to know where you guys are from, where you guys are coming from and listening. So this whole night, Seth and Dean, they were going back at each other. Seth was like, hey, I'm here in the ring. Come get me. And then Dean's playing those little games. And it was just amazing how we are getting a little taste of TLC that we did tonight. Seth, I thought Seth was leaving. He grabbed his bags and was like, all right, peace, I'm leaving. And then all of a sudden, he's coming back because Dean was cutting all these amazing promos and said, LA stinks. Well, I don't blame him because LA does kind of stink if you go to certain areas. So I can't blame him on that. I'm going to go in the chat. Let's see what everyone else is doing. Let's see. We got... tomorrow's by Janelle Jackson. Tomorrow's my birthday and I'm going to SmackDown Live. Well, tomorrow is SmackDown Live here at AfterBuzz, their after show. So once you enjoy SmackDown, come enjoy SmackDown Live after show. And then Maria Antoinette said, yes, when he turned on Seth after they won the tag team titles, I said, turnabout fair play. Good point. And then, Zaya Hour says Seth Rollins versus Hobo for WrestleMania. That would be amazing, but let's see how that works. Joseph Boza, the king of pretty much the chat of all the wrestling shows, he said, I thought Renee was going to walk off set. She looked uncomfortable when Seth said Dean wasn't a good lover. I did not remember him saying that, but I think here's the thing. I'm not really much of a fan of them saying, Renee, what do you know? What do you know? Tell us. But we know that they're married. We know that they've been together for a while. Leave Renee alone. Just enjoy the story between them. That's just my thought. Let's, Charlene wants to discuss Hobo's performance tonight. Might as well, because he was a part of this story in a way. Hobo was backstage. We got a lot of people, maybe local people. Seth didn't talk to Hobo, but he did get pushed really hard and flipped over the box. Hopefully he's okay. A lot of wrestlers say when they're hit those type of bumps, they say they're okay, but in reality, they really aren't. Joseph says Seth was basically saying Dean wasn't a good husband or a lover, and a fan posted that Renee looked unhappy about it. Well, you should just listen to Renee's podcast because she spilled some tea. I think, here's the thing. Dean, Renee, that's their personal life. Leave them alone. But moving on to this feud, you have Dean Ambrose coming to the ring. By the way, if anybody knows where to get that sweet jacket, let me know and leave me a comment because I really want that sweet jacket. He's out there talking, and then all of a sudden Seth Rollins comes out and they both started beating the crap out of each other. They go out into the crowd, Seth grabs him, throws him back in, and then Dean hits him twice with the dirty deeds. And then we pretty much end that segment of the show, even though it's the last one. I wonder what's going to happen next week. We're going to talk about our predictions to see what's going to happen. Very excited for this feud. If you're excited for this feud, let me know. Jen Will says, I'm going to go to the chat. Jen Will says, Eric Watts was in catering. He was on. Yes, Eric Watts is a great man. I know him personally. He's amazing. AJ0314 says, let's talk about the only good part of Raw tonight. Let Natty getting a win over the third of, I don't think I could say that. And the security guard trying to act all buff to Seth. Well, let's talk about Natty's performance if that's something that you do want to talk about. Natty did a wonderful job. She's doing this feud with Ruby Riott and the Riott Squad. I think that this is a challenge, not more so a challenge for her because she's a veterinarian, but it's a story for Natty because Natty hasn't really had a storyline. She's more of known ever since Ronda came in. She's more of, hey, Ronda's my friend. I'm gonna back her up, blah blah blah. But ever since Ronda won the women's championship, she kind of like shifted off to Natty kind of shifted off to her and started doing her own thing. And ever since Natty's father passed away, rest in peace, Ruby Riott has started this big old feud. The glasses part I do enjoy because it brings so emotion and personal in debt with it. Personal life, personal. I like when they get personal in their feuds. Tonight, I thought this was a really fun segment. I really enjoyed Ruby Riott's performance. I noticed that a few of her hair extensions fell out. Girl, you got to get that fixed. And also the fact that she did a bomb on the back, like she was on the rope and then she did the bomb, and I thought that was a good one, but Natty did still win. I'm wondering if this, how long this feud is going to be. Is Natty gonna bring more people? Are we gonna have come ups for NXT? That's something that I would like to see. I'm gonna go to the chat one more time and let's see. Joseph Boza says, I'm excited, although wish it was the TLC match. We're going to go back to Dean and Seth's situation because he wants to talk about it a little bit. There was a line Dean said about Roman that created chaos on social media. We're going to talk about that part at the end of the show because that's very controversial. I'm going to go in more depth on what happened. Maria Antoinette says, we're going to, yes, very exciting feud. These two have been putting an awesome match since FCW. So to see this again, this time with Dean being a heel and Seth as a face, you're right. They did have that amazing, feud at FCW. I remember a little bit of that, but not all too well. I do know that Dean never really knew who Seth was. In the indies, maybe he knew of him, but not personally, because if you watch his WWE Chronicles that they did, he didn't really necessarily acknowledge like he knew Seth for years. It was more of, oh, yeah, the first time I ever saw Seth at FCW, it was more so like that. We're gonna go talking about Natty again because AJ0314 on the chat says he loves Natty and calling Ruby Riott a bitch mid-match was great, and I have to agree more. I thought this really umped up Natty's character on calling people names, and it's so personal. Natty had to say it, and it had to work. Joseph Bosa says, don't think it's over between Natty and the Riott Squad. Funny they didn't promote Total Divas final next week. Natty was filmed finding out her dad passed away, and oh, wow. I got to catch up on Total Divas. I did not know they were going to film that. I wish, I'm very excited to see that part. Janelle Jackson, he also mentions, what is Roman going to say when he comes back about Seth Rollins and Ambrose? We're going to talk more about that at the end, but I want to move on to Ronda Rousey. Guys, Ronda Rousey got a beating last night by Charlotte Flair. I thought that this was amazing. I thought the match did wonderful. I think Ronda was very well at her job. And like I said last night, when you walk into the wrestling, no matter who you are, and you're not really, if you're not known as being a big fan or known as a big wrestler, you're going to get eaten out alive by the fans. And what happened last night. Ronda did get some names called out from the crowd. And, for me, when you're in this business, people are going to eat you out alive, and either take it or you just leave it alone. And right then and there, Ronda kind of looked like she was pretty much not feeling the crowd. You know what I mean? I think it was this Ronda tonight was very well on the mic. and I thought she did pretty well. We do have a caller coming in, so come on in. What's your name? Where are you from? Come chat with me.
My name is Taylor. I'm from Alabama.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What is your question? Or
So my
what do you want
question
to talk about?
oh, well, I want to talk about the Ronda situation.
Let's talk about it.
So, yeah. I just want to know, like, how do you think this is gonna feel for Becky? Because how they like kind of structured it tonight.
Hmm.
Ronda didn't even call out Becky's name tonight. So, how do you think that's gonna come out in the future?
You know, I think this is a slow build up for the four horsewomen versus the four horsewomen. I think this is very slow build up. Now the fact that Becky has history with Ronda and Charlotte has history with Ronda, I think we're going to get a Becky and Ronda match. But I feel right now it's going to be Charlotte versus Ronda, and I hopefully we get that Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania, and then we get maybe Charlotte versus Ronda at Royal Rumble.
That's exactly how I was thinking
Yeah.
throughout this whole thing that happened yesterday. So like I don't know, like I hope that's what I hope that they do, because how Becky's been positioned, she's been positioned like a main eventer. So like she's built like she's way ahead of Charlotte. So I just think that she should be able to have that spot more than Charlotte, you know?
I agree. I agree. And I think it's because what Nia did to her that, the situation is the situation. I think I personally think Nia should go back to NXT and practice a little more on her wrestling skills.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like she needs to go back to NXT,
Hmm.
but I feel like she just, she made a mistake, and like she made a couple of mistakes. I know that, but but like Seth Rollins made a whole bunch of mistakes, and you don't hear a lot of people talking about that and say that he needs to go back down to NXT or something like that.
Yeah, and I have to agree. I think it's because it's, devil's advocate here when it comes to Seth is a man and then Nia is a woman, and Seth's been in the game for years, and then Nia is just because who her cousin is. I mean, a lot of people have their opinions on Nia in that situation. But back to your question on Becky, I think she's killing it right now. Did you see the tweet that she sent to Chris Jericho?
I did, and I was just like, oh, Becky's just the best right now. I can't say anything else about that. Every
She,
time I see it, every day she says something that tops the thing that she said the next day.
yeah, she's amazing. I think right now she's doing wonderful. I mean, she lives in California, so she's getting that California sun and getting all that LA vibes that we get around here when it comes to being who we are here. Like you said, Becky is killing it in the game right now. What was your favorite part of the night tonight on Monday Night Raw?
Well, honestly, like I only watched because I wanted to see the follow up for Charlotte and Ronda.
Hmm.
So I would, I don't know, not really, nothing really caught my eye, because like when there was when Ronda had the open challenge, I thought it was gonna be like a NXT call up there, like it was probably like a Kyrie Sane or something, you
Mm.
know, or
Did
like a or Bianca Belair, which I would not want to happen. But
why
if it
what why
did,
not?
because I don't want them to mess her up, because she's so good, and I feel like once she goes up to the main roster,
Mhm.
even though I love Naomi and Sasha, she's just gonna be she's just probably gonna be like them,
Right.
like get the title, and then won't do anything when she holds it,
Right.
or won't hold it long, because like what she's doing in NXT is just amazing.
Yeah, she's really fun to watch. A lot of people were kind of upset the fact that she wasn't doing NXT Takeover because Matt Riddle kind of took her shine, but Matt Riddle is an indie guy, and he became, his name is who he is, and I think a lot of people don't understand about that part of the business. Um, so tonight we had a lot of amazing matches. I mean, Mickey James had the opportunity to wrestle Ronda tonight. Did you think Mickey James was going to win it tonight, or did you think this was just a squash match?
Absolutely not. I thought it was a squash match all the way. I really didn't think Mickey was gonna do anything because when it came back from break, I was just like, Mickey James, and it like kind of lost my interest. I love Mickey and all, but I was just like, it could have been someone else that we haven't seen in a while,
Mm-hmm.
Or like it could have been Charlotte, and she could have took the title off of her right there. And you can build that up for Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but you have to remember, Charlotte's still in SmackDown, so maybe when they do um, the shakeup, maybe that can happen. Maybe both of them could be on the same roster.
Yeah.
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 Well, do you have any more thoughts on tonight's episode?
Nah, not really.
Not really. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. Hopefully, we get to do this again, and you get to come on and give us your thoughts on that episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye. So thank you so much for calling in, guys. Keep calling in. Let's chat. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw tonight. Give me your thoughts on what was your favorite part of the show. I mean, we did have an amazing Monday Night Raw. The crowd was very hot tonight. We had Nia Jax and Tamina coming out, and Nia just got booed so hard to the point where people were just probably saying certain names, saying certain things that probably weren't PG. I think this is good for Nia. For me, the reason, I did say she should go back to NXT, but going back to NXT is not a bad thing. If she still got her same pay rate, if she still got her same schedule, just, and everything's fine, going back to NXT is okay. I'm not saying, oh, she needs to go back to NXT and be on the show. I think she should just go back to the Performance Center. I should be more clear. Go to the Performance Center, maybe practice a little bit more. Maybe come up with more skills, maybe come up with more moves, new finishers, new something, so accidents like this don't happen. I get it. Seth Rollins been in this situation before, and Ronda's been in this situation before. That's why I'm assuming Alexa Bliss is not a part of, doing in-ring competition, because she does have a concussion by, Ronda. I'm going to go back in the chat. Charlene says, Mickey has so many other opportunities that WWE is not her one and only. Understand why she has the role that she does. I do agree with you. Mickey James is a future Hall of Famer. She's a 6-time women's champion, and she does have so many great roles. Maybe we'll get that 7-time women's champion of Mickey James and have that tie her against Trish Stratus. I do have to agree she has other opportunities. And what Mickey James is doing, I just think she's doing what Yvette is doing with other women in this company. It's just helping and growing and just being heel. Because we haven't really seen heel Mickey James until since 2005 when she's Psycho Mickey James. So we're gonna go on to we have another caller. So we're gonna go on in and tell me your name, where you from, and give me your thoughts.
My name's Eric Clark, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, hi. How's the weather
Hi.
over there?
Good. I think Raw was a good match, and I think Raw was a good show. But Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they need I can't believe Dean did that to Seth and Roman, the Shield thing. I can't believe Dean shouldn't have turned down.
You don't think Dean should be a heel?
Yeah, but he's doing good as heel. But he's doing great for himself. So I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins at TLC. But I think it's gonna, after Roman comes back, it's probably gonna be Dean, Seth, and Roman for a title.
Oh, that would be a good one. Do you think that should be
Yeah.
for like WrestleMania?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
what are you pro Dean Ambrose or are you pro Seth Rollins in this situation?
I'm kind of both in between.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what else did you like about tonight's episode?
Uh, just I can't believe Authors Japan, like, that was a shock when the Bobby Roode and Chad Gable beat the Authors Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was a good match though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Oh yeah, good. Thank you.
All right.
Right, bye. So that was fun. Thank you so much for calling in. Love to hear your thoughts. Um, Daniel Price says Dean shouldn't have dropped the cancer line. I know Vince is a sick man, but if the leukemia is legit, you don't drop that line and say he deserves it. That reeks of, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it since a lot of you guys want to talk about this. Here's the thing. If it's okay with Roman, then that's fine. But you cannot blame Dean Ambrose him saying that. You have, you can't blame anybody else. I mean, maybe you can if you want, but at the end of the day, these are the writers. The writers, come up with this stuff. Maybe Dean actually was like, hey, let's do this. The wrestlers are allowed to give their opinion and thought. And maybe they asked Roman, hey, is it cool if we do this? And he probably approved it. You have to remember, look what happened back in the day when CM Punk and Undertaker had that feud and Paul Bearer had passed away and they did that storyline. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people thought that was very disrespectful, dropping the urn, doing all that. But then they, spoke to his family and they were okay with it. The leukemia thing, I get it. Guys, I have a situation where I can't become a wrestler. I have a heart condition. And, if somebody did that and said something about me, I would have been okay with it because I think it's like, it's, for me, it's different. But I get why some people are very upset. What are your thoughts on this situation? Do you thought it was okay? Do you think it was like, oh, okay, whatever? Or did you not like it at all? Going to the chat, Daniel Price again, he says, I don't blame Dean entirely. I know everything goes through Vince. Yes, and it also goes through Road Dogg. It probably goes through Triple H. I think Vince isn't just the only person that approves everything, but this is Monday Night Raw. Everything changes last minute. Joseph Boza says, not blaming Dean. I saw the look in his eyes and he didn't want to deliver the line. You can tell this is so hard for Joe's family, Joe's friend, who is Roman Reigns, Colby, who is Seth Rollins, and John, who is Dean Ambrose, just in case you don't, breaking the fourth wall, was being a pro. Okay. And then Daniel Price also says, the urn incident, also Eddie and Hell, Triple H and Kate, all of that. Yes, guys, they went a little too far on a certain thing. Charlotte and Paige, they went a little too far on that. I think Charlotte was okay with it, but I think Ric Flair wasn't okay with that. Charlene also says, I think it makes people sympathize for Roman more. So I have a question for you. The fact that you said that, do you think when Roman comes back, people are going to give him more sympathy? Someone let me know in the chat if you believe in that. I think overall this match, this overall was great. I want to go back to the Nia and Sasha and Bailey match. I like Bailey and Sasha. They're great together, but I think it's time for them to feud. We don't have that many women feuding right now. It's more of other brands, other women's branding feuding, but I really like to see Sasha and Bailey feud. I want to see the heel Bailey, but like in a creepy way where she's still a excited fan like she was in NXT, and just being a little weird about it. Maybe being very over obsessive with one of the vets of wrestlers, or when she's backstage doing a segment with Stephanie McMahon, if we ever get that, she's like very creepy and obsessive, just like a lot of something that I would like to see. I'm going to go for the chat for a little bit more. Charlene says, I think they will give Roman more respect. Agree. I think a lot of people have given Roman respect. I think it's more so you are Roman, like no matter what, every wrestler I think is going to get respect no matter what. the people that you didn't like back in the day, I'm sure you have so much respect for them now because of what they done, what they did in the ring. That's how I think about it. Chat, you're getting crazy tonight. Alone Godfrey says, I want them to be kind of like Sammy and Kevin with Sasha and Bailey. If that's what you're referring to, I totally agree. So, and then Haywood says, Roman is going to get full babyface run. Hasn't he always been a babyface? He's never really been a full heel before. Fans will respect Roman more. Okay, I understand your point. So we don't have much time here, but if you want to call real quick, let me, call right now, chat a little bit more. This is so much fun. Monday Night Raw tonight has been very, very interesting on what's going to happen in the next few weeks. Ronda's very upset with Charlotte. We don't know what her storyline is right now going towards TLC, because TLC is next month. What's going to happen with Braun Strowman? What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments below. Let us know what your thoughts were on that. Who's the top guy? Since Roman Reigns is no longer part of Raw and battling, leukemia, and we hope that he gets better and kills it and, comes back strong. Who do you think is the top guy right now? And who do you think is the top woman right now? And in your eyes, give us your opinions, your thoughts. Tell us on iTunes. Give us the comments. Rate, subscribe, 5 stars. Give them all that fun stuff. Carlos 9E says, when Roman returns, he will be the most over babyface in the company. Way over than John Cena. Maybe the GOAT himself. So overall, guys, I want to say thank you so much for chatting with me. I do appreciate it. This is solo me tonight, and I think you guys did. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for chatting with me. I didn't feel alone as much as I thought I was. So overall, I just want to say, you guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. You could follow me all over social media at Anissa Barr. Also, fun thing, listen to 83 Weeks with Christy Olsen. Tomorrow, SmackDown Live, the panel's going to be here. It's going to be tons of fun with them. What's going to happen tomorrow at SmackDown Live? Listen to the pay-per-views. Watch Women's Wrestling Weekly. They have wonderful guests. I love the interview that Evan and TK did with Heather Monroe, who is a local women's wrestler here. And as well as listen to X-Pac 12360. He's doing amazing. He was actually at Monday Night Raw tonight, and was at Survivor Series last night. Check him out. Also, another thank you. Comment, rate, subscribe to us. Follow me at Anissa Barr. I'm going to be actually going to Bar Wrestling every single month, as I always do. So check my social media out. If you're in California, go to Bar Wrestling. It's the bee's knees. Also, I'm going to be doing a documentary series on a local indie wrestler, a very good friend of mine. And, check me out on all that social media. Find Johnny at Johnny LaQuasco. Find Hobo on social media. Get TK, at Evan, at everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you another time. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.